The following is brought to you by J&R Medical, leading provider of urological supplies. For more information, visit jrmedical.com.
I'm James DeBose, the founder of J&R Medical. I've been hurt for over 20 years, and in that time, I've learned to become as independent as humanly possible. The stuff that we're showing in this video series is the culmination of 2 decades of trial and error. So hopefully, the tips and tricks that we show will help fast-track your declaration of independence.
So today I'm going to show you what I do every day. It's something that most people take for granted, but it's something that I've had to relearn. Over time, it's gotten a lot easier. The key is just a lot of practice and repetition and just kind of working through the challenges. Today I'm going to help you guys try to figure out how to regain a high level of independence. I want you to declare your independence today. So this was a huge challenge early on. I have very limited dexterity. So for me, putting on socks was a big challenge. A little bit of moisture goes a long way. Look, you do what you got to do. So the way that I normally do it is I fold my leg and I pull the sock just over my toes. Now I don't have finger movement, and so what I'm doing is I'm actually I'm putting my thumb inside of the sock and I'm actually pressing my finger against it to create a little bit of leverage. And that is something that you'll see repeated time and time again. It's just kind of learning how to use what you have. So I know I made that look very, very easy. The first time probably took between 10 and 20 minutes to put on one sock. So practice is key. Again, just a little bit of moisture just to allow a little bit of grip is important. Same process, other foot. Just slip it over the toes. Again, just trying to slide it up as much as possible. And you can kind of use the bed too, but I'm pushing my leg forward with my chest, and that just gives a little more advantage to pulling the sock up. So I have the socks on. Underwear, very much the same way as the jeans. It's just you work them up and you pull them up over the hips. And you know, jeans can be really, really challenging, or pants in general, just because the most difficult part is getting them up over your hips so that you're not exposing your buttocks area. So I usually will wear a belt. It just helps keep my pants up, but you know, to each their own when it comes to that. All right. Again, everybody's going to have and learn their own way. This is what works for me. So what I normally try to do is pull the pant leg up. Again, I'm using both hands to help slide the pants up as much as possible. For me, it was always easier to pull it all the way through to where my foot is exposed. I use the belt loops as well to help maneuver the jeans. Most of the time, again, the thumb comes into play, but again, just trying to maneuver the pants as much as possible. You know, some guys are actually able to just get this far and then lay straight back, and a spasm will kick in that will allow them to pull up their pants. Just work with your body. I mean, that's the key, is just trying to figure out how to work with your spasms, work with your body, work with your tone to maximize the outcome. For me, I work side to side. Again, the goal is to take weight off of the buttocks area. And so I'll lean back and I'll actually pull. Now I'm actually using my hand inside of the jeans And what I like to try to do is, again, use that belt loop. Now I'm going to work side to side. And to get back up, man, I remember way back when once I got to this level, it was extremely hard to get back up. I actually use my leg to kind of pull me up, using the same momentum though. Once I feel like that they're up pretty well, that's when I'll go ahead and put on my shirt. Usually anytime I'm working with shirts that have buttons, I use a standard button pull, and I'll show you guys a little bit later how that works, but it's a pretty helpful tool. Kind of working the shirt down so that really, and it depends. I don't tuck every time, but when I do, it's usually easier to do it in bed. Also, with shoes, for me, it's easier to go ahead and put the shoes on in bed. It is also pretty much the same process to do it in the chair, just folding your leg over. I do have a little trick I want to recommend to guys who have difficulty tying shoe. So I pre-tie my shoes. I'll have somebody tie the shoes for me, and so I'll buy shoes that are usually a half size larger. They're big enough so that I can slip them on, but they're small enough, they're not so big and bulky that they just fall off. So usually a half size works. Again, this works well with dress shoes as well. Basically any kind of shoe. All right. So for me, it's easier to tuck the shirt in after I drop my legs off the bed. I remember doing this early on. It was extremely scary, just because of the learning the balance points. But now, I don't have stomach or back muscles, but I look like I do simply because I've learned my balance points. I know what I can and cannot do, and I use my arms and shoulders. Any movement I have above my chest area to really help kind of balance what's going on. So I want to encourage you to learn those balance points. Those come in big. Once the back is in, and I feel like it's in pretty well, I'll lay back. Again, use the loops to kind of help with the pants. This is one of the most challenging things, and I use a zipper tie, and what that does is it eliminates a step. I don't have to use a zipper pull, and normally I'll zip them up like so. For me, it took a while, but if you practice enough, you can actually learn to, again, use the thumb. I don't know if you can tell, but again, I'm pressing against my thumb here and the button to work through the opening. So the thumbs come into play big time, at least for me. Sometimes it's easier to do this last part of just fastening the belt. Once you're up in the chair, you're in front of a mirror, and you can kind of see where the belt kind of lines up so that you can fasten it effectively. I'm just going to try and eyeball it or feel it. Okay, looks like I got it. All right. So I'm going to slide out, reposition. One thing on the bed, I mean, I know guys who have a dressing bed and a sleeping bed. This bed is relatively firm, which is extremely helpful, versus a sleeping bed, which is going to be more pressure relieving. So this is actually a really good bed to get dressed on. So consider that as you're learning this. I'm just adjusting my pants. Real important, especially as you consider pressure areas, to try to eliminate as many of the wrinkles as possible. So I normally do that once I'm up in the chair. It's cold outside, so I'm going to pull my quarter zip over, and normally I'm able to do that in the chair or in the bed. All right, I hope this helps on your pathway to independence.
J&R Medical, leading provider of urological supplies. For more information, visit jrmedical.com.